Whispers in the Fog.
The village of Darnley was the kind of place that time passed over. Perched on the edge of the moors, surrounded by twisted trees and heather-choked paths, it was small, remote, and seldom seen by outsiders. The few who did come never stayed long. They said the fog there was different, not just a trick of the weather, but something alive, something watching. Lena had lived there all her life. At 17, she was already dreaming of escape. The village stifled her. Too quiet, too strange. People whispered about old stories, old curses, and always shut their doors before the sun dipped fully beneath the hills. Her grandmother, Mayren, was the village healer. People came to her for herbal remedies, for prayers whispered in Gaelic, and for the charms she tied with red thread. Mayren always warned Lena never to walk the moors after dark. The fog doesn't just roll in, girl. It listens. It learns. Lena had laughed it off until the night her friend, Thomas, vanished. It had been a dare. Stupid, like all teenage dares are. A walk to the standing stones and back after sundown, just to prove it was all nonsense. Thomas had been confident. He laughed, ruffled Lena's hair, and disappeared into the mist. He never came back. The search parties found nothing. No footprints, no torn clothes, just one of his shoes, abandoned near the edge of the bog. After that, the fog got worse. It clung to the village longer, settled thicker over the hills. Animals went missing. A cow was found mutilated, and at night, people reported whispers outside their windows. Lena began to dream of the stones, of shadows moving in the mist, calling her name. She told her grandmother. Mayren's eyes grew hard. "You've been marked," she said. "The fog remembers. It knows your scent. You need protection." She tied a red thread around Lena's wrist and burned sage every night. Still, the dreams got worse. The stones stood in her mind like sentinels, and behind them, something else. A figure cloaked in mist, whispering in a voice she almost recognized. She started hearing the whispers while awake. One evening, Lena couldn't find Mayren. The cottage was cold, the fire out. Her grandmother's satchel and cloak were gone. A note sat on the kitchen table, written in Mayren's curling hand. "If I'm not back by dawn, do not follow, do not listen, do not answer. Burn this note." Lena stared at it. Then she looked out the window. The fog was already crawling over the fields, but something in her refused to stay put. Mayren was the strongest person she knew, but if she was in danger, Lena couldn't wait. She took a lantern, her boots, and the red thread, and she went out. The moors were silent, the kind of silence that pressed against your skin. The fog moved in tendrils, weaving between the trees and rocks like fingers, searching for a throat. Lena walked fast, then slower. The path curved and vanished. Stones shifted underfoot. The lantern's light didn't go far, just a soft glow against the white. Then came the whispers. Soft at first, like wind. Then clearer. "Lena, Come closer. She froze. Lena, it's safe here. It's waiting. She turned in a circle, nothing but mist, then a shape, small and hunched. Her heart lifted. Mayrin! She ran forward. But it wasn't Mayrin. It was Thomas, or what had once been him. His skin was gray, stretched too tight over sharp bones. His eyes were white, his mouth slack. But it was him. She would know that jacket anywhere. Tom? His head jerked. Slowly, impossibly slow, his mouth moved. Come with me. Lena stepped back. The fog curled around her legs, heavy, wet. You're dead, she whispered. He blinked. The fog behind him pulsed, and then it moved. Shapes within it. Dozens. Maybe more. And then Mayrin's voice, sharp and cutting through the air like flint. Get back, girl! Don't let them speak again! Lena turned. Her grandmother stood on a rocky ridge, holding a staff wrapped in thread and bone. The fog recoiled, the shapes hissed. Run! Mayrin screamed. Lena ran. They didn't stop running until they reached the old church on the hill. The stone walls held the fog at bay, for now. Inside, candles flickered on altars, long forgotten. What the hell was that? Lena panted. Mayrin shut the door. They're the taken, spirits devoured by the fog. Once it learns your name, it can call you. Once you answer, it pulls you in. Why didn't you help me? I tried, but you wouldn't believe. Outside, something scratched at the door. Lena turned white. It's just testing, Mayrin said. It can't enter sacred ground. They sat in silence. The scratching stopped. But Lena couldn't sleep. Every time her eyes shut, she saw Thomas's face. And something else. The figure behind the stones. Watching. In the morning, the fog was gone. The sky was pale and wide. Mayrin made tea. Lena didn't speak. You heard your name, Mayrin said. You have to break the bond or it will keep calling. How? Mayrin hesitated. By finishing the path. By reaching the stones, but not alone and not unguarded. She gave Lena a charm, a circle of iron and rosemary and a vial of dark red liquid. Blood from the line, mine and yours. Wear it over your heart, and don't answer anything until you reach the stones. That night, they walked together. The path to the standing stones wound through dead grass and crumbling fences. The fog came, as it always did, curling like a predator. This time, Lena didn't stop. Voices called. Some she recognized. Her mother who had died when she was 13. Her father who had left when she was a child. Thomas. Friends who had never existed. She kept walking. The stones rose from the earth like teeth. 6 of them in a circle. In the center, a hollow like a grave. The fog thickened. And then the figure appeared. Not Thomas. Not a ghost. Something older. Shapeless and vast, cloaked in mist, its eyes like pits of nothing. "You brought her to me," it said, not with a mouth but with thought. Maren stepped in front. "I bring nothing. I end what you began." She cast the charm into the circle. The fog screamed. The figure surged forward. But Maren raised her staff and slammed it into the earth. The ground cracked. "Name and blood are broken," she shouted. "This line is severed." Lena felt the bond snap, like a string pulled too tight. Then gone. The voices vanished. The fog reeled back, and then it was gone. Just wind, just stone, just sky. They buried the charm at the base of the largest stone. Myron said, "It's not dead, just sleeping. The fog always comes back, but it won't have your name. Not anymore." Lena didn't speak. Her heart was heavy. She thought of Thomas, of the others. As they turned to leave, Lena glanced back. For a moment she thought she saw a boy standing by the stones. Then the wind blew, and there was nothing but heather.